I've been on the road a little over a month now, and the video today I'm going to focus on my likes, my dislikes, the things that I need, and the things that I'm super grateful for so far. I'm going to start the video with the things that I like. Some of the things are like quirky little things that you wouldn't think about make a big difference, but they really do. For instance, the throw pillows that I have in the van. So first of all, I'm not a big throw pillow person. Typically, I think they're like annoying. All you do is like toss them off in the floor before you go to bed. And then when you make the bed, you got to pile them all back on. But in my van, I love the throw pillows. I love the decor that it adds to the van. As it turns out, the throw pillows have an extra bonus. I tuck them in next to the sides of the windows, and it acts as a little bit of an extra insulation for me. So it keeps some of that cold air from coming in. And on these cold nights, that's been a big bonus. I love having the outside plug. If you watched my van tour video, you know that my old way to plug the van in was to feed an extension cord through a hole in the floorboard of the van. I love this little OPOLAR fan right here. So I can turn it, whatever direction I want. It's a USB port on here. There's 3 different fan levels, so it's great for white noise. But the thing that I love about it is I can plug it in and charge it, and literally this fan can run for 3 days on a charge. I can give myself that windblown look. I also love how reachable everything is. And now that I'm getting used to everything having a nook, I can reach here for items. I reach up here for, my makeup and my shower bag and my cords. And this is a little kit of like fix-it things like the glue gun and Fabri-Tac and things like that. I found this little nook right here. I think this is pretty cool to hang my mirror. So, whoops. Never mind. Okay, let me try that again. So I found this little nook right here to place my mirror. So it kind of fits in just between the headliner here, and I can sit here on the bed and do my hair and my makeup. I love how just everything is right here within reach. I've gotten a little bit of crap about how big my bed is in the van. So some of you viewers think that it's a waste of space and I could use the space more for like sitting. But I'm going to tell you, I love my big bed. I love how comfortable it is. I love this Zenus memory foam mattress. I snuggle up in here and I really do feel like I'm in a little posh hotel room. It's like camping doesn't have to be roughing it. I mean, obviously, my best friend Yvonne, she loves to use the term glamping. So I'm going to say what I'm doing is more like glamping. So I found these little mesh grocery bags and I just tucked them in the van. I think I bought a package of 6 of them on Amazon, but they've come in handy for a lot of different things. I use them to put my dish rags in. I use them to put my shoes in, and they're just like a handy little way to tuck things in and still have them very accessible. I love having my little cassette toilet in here. If I have another option like at a campground bathroom, or if I'm mooch camping and I can go in my friends' houses to use the bathroom, of course I do that. But I love having this cassette toilet here for middle of the night and emergencies, and occasionally even when I'm driving, just to pull over and use the bathroom. And plus, sometimes with COVID, I feel a lot more comfortable like not using public restrooms and actually just sticking with this cassette toilet in my van. The toilet paper I have tucked in this basket so I can reach it while I'm sitting on the toilet. It's those little things that add to the experience and make all the difference. Those are the things that I'm in love with about the van. Okay, so the things that I'm not so crazy about the van. Y'all, what was I thinking when I did that original van tour and I showed a picture of my van Jennifer in the parking place and I'm like, oh look, there's plenty of room. There is not plenty of room. Like, Jennifer has a really big rear end right now. That cargo rack added an extra 3 or 4 feet on the back of here. I find myself when I'm, needing to go shopping, I park out in the back 40. I hike a 1/4 mile in, which I guess is good. Yeah, she really kind of needs like a double parking place. It's like sometimes I can find a parking place on the end. When I'm going to park somewhere, I'm like, okay, where am I going to park your big rear end at, Jennifer? Then I had this experience with my gray water tank. So I didn't look back there for a while. I didn't need to. Finally, I needed to add some fresh water to my water tank. So I opened the van door and it was like a freaking science experiment back there. So I could really use some advice on what to do with this. Mostly I've just been emptying it really often now. If you have a suggestion on like a water treatment or something that I can do to keep this from happening, I would love your suggestions. One of the mistakes that I made was all the stuff that I put in the bins under the bed of the van. Honestly, I hate digging stuff out of there, and probably the stuff that's under there I don't really need unless I'm gonna stay in place like at a campground or something like that for several days, and I haven't done that yet. So I've used the chairs and that's about it. So I had the groceries tucked in back there in a bin, and they were back there for a week and I never even like pulled the bin out to get anything out. So I bought these little baskets. My ex-husband Steve actually helped me install them. I've been mooch camping for a couple of days in his driveway, and we used L brackets and put in these little white plastic baskets so I could keep some groceries, up here handy. So I have all the groceries inside of the van now, and that makes a lot more sense. I really hated it felt like every time I went to get something, I was digging 3 or 4 things out of the way in order to get to what I needed. So I've done quite a bit of organization in the van, so I don't have to dig things out. And the things that I use the most now are right here at my fingertips. So it didn't take me long to learn that I needed to strap some things down. After about the 3rd time that things came flying out of the nook, I realized I needed a way to secure some of these baskets into the van. So a couple of them I added Velcro to the bottom of. One of them I took a little piece of elastic and a couple of hooks. So I hook that in whenever I'm getting ready to drive so that doesn't go flying across the van. I've learned that I really need to do a couple of checks before I get in the van and drive. So one of them is I look around the inside of the van and then I do a walk around the outside of the van. It's not like you can just jump in the van and drive off. It takes a little bit of preparation. All right, and things that I'm not too sure about yet. The generator, I haven't even used it yet. I know that I will in the summertime. The van just got finished, just in time for winter. So I haven't used the generator yet, and I haven't used the air conditioner yet either, but I'm thinking that those are going to come in handy in the summertime. I'll let you know how all that works out when I've actually had a chance to try it out. Okay, things that I realized that I need in the van. So I haven't figured out the heating situation for stealth camping. Now I have a great heater when I'm plugged in, when I have shore power or when the generator's running, although I haven't used that yet. And then I bought that little 400-watt lantern heater, but it runs the Jackery down pretty fast. I can maybe get an hour or 2 out of that, and that's it. So I'm still looking at options for a heater when I'm stealth camping. So I'm not plugged in and I'm not using the generator. Some people have suggested using like a warm sleeping bag. That hasn't been the problem. It's like I'm plenty warm with these furry blankets. That part I have covered. Once I get up in the morning, it's hard to get out from under those warm covers, and my nose gets cold and the top of my head gets cold. So I think that lantern heater really only heats the van up about 20 degrees. And when I was camping in Guadalupe, it got down to 27 degrees that night. Brr. All right, next. I don't have any hot water in the van. Now, I bought an immersion heater, like a hot water immersion heater, and I haven't tried it yet. I also don't have a good way to shower in the van. So I bought this little spray nozzle that'll hook on to the faucet of the sink, and I'm thinking I can open both of these back doors, turn that faucet around, and use that spray nozzle to rinse off if I need to. So far I haven't needed to. I've been either in a campground or I've been mooch docking at a friend's house where I can go in and use, a normal shower. But I'm curious, trying to figure that out and if it's really something I need or not. So a couple of things that I'm learning about van life is I wear clothes more than once. I never used to do that before. I might wear the same clothes, 2 or 3 times, which is different for me. I don't shower as often, I haven't gone more than 2 days without showering, but I used to shower every day. So now it's like by the third day, I'm absolutely hunting down a shower. I am grateful to be out on the road. I'm grateful for the beautiful things that I've got to see already. In my first month, I got to see Yosemite. I got to see Big Bend National Park. I saw the Rio Grande for the first time. I got to go hiking in Sedona. I loved getting to spend time with my friend Rich and hike at Gold Strike Hot Springs. I got to see Lukenbach, Texas, and hear some live music for the first time in months. I loved that. One of my favorite things is I spent the holidays here in Vegas because Angelina asked me to. And we got up the day after Christmas and I'm like, Ange, do you want to go for an adventure in the van? And she said, yes, I want to see snow. So we looked at the map, we headed north, we ended up north of Yosemite, and I got to take Ange to play in the snow, and she was so, so happy. Getting to do that means the world to me, and I have so much gratitude, and I'm so thankful for this lifestyle. So thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for watching. I'm still trying to figure out this whole travel and YouTube thing. In the past, when I traveled, I would take photos and I would post them on Facebook and just, do a little write-up, but it's a different experience videoing things, and I really want to make it interesting for you to watch, and I want to tell a compelling story. So be patient with me. I'm still learning how to do that. And I appreciate so much you taking the time to watch and to comment. In fact, I love it when you comment. It makes me feel like this YouTube thing isn't so one-sided, and I get to learn a little bit about you. Remember to like and subscribe. That helps me out a lot, and I so appreciate this journey.